testimonies.
Actually, last week, Mr. said Kasafa, salary, salt. It was salt. Now, if you waga shaba in Copenia, Fitani Bibi was.
Last week I spoke about salt, seeing its root word in salarium. Now, this is what I want you to do. Get salt, this rock salt. And then if you remember, I spoke about the semblance of the money bed being those white particles you see on the Sodom apple leaf. Get a leaf that has a lot of these particles together with salt.
Now, Uko Diano, I'll be say, I buy the channel, mienu. Sheni netia quanchena medema on ye. No one could be before.
Please make sure you pay attention to the minutest detail, this direction that I'm giving. You would observe that the Sodom apple plant has its leaves paired. So you have one opposite the other in pairs at various heights.
Sodom apple. Mienu, economy, say. Obane bema. Sebaku siya na baku sin change. We screen so I say ebobohu mienu. Obane bema. Sir.
Just as we see in the image that has been projected, you realize that at various parts of the stem, you see two leaves in opposite directions, representing the male and the female. This is how the leaves are arranged on the Sodium apple stem.
So okona so okoti abompaye. Na fedie. Shishenia fita no gusu bebrebe. Ne bane ne bema nyina ewo fita ni bi.
Again, pay rapt attention. You go to the plant, as I've shown you how the leaves are arranged on the plant, being male and female at various parts, various levels of the stem. I said you should get a leaf that has a lot of the white particles. Now, mind you, the leaf that has a lot of the white particles should have its opposing leaf in that same manner. So that means both leaves on the same level, that is the male and the female, should all have a lot of these white particles on it. If one has them and the other doesn't, don't use it for this direction.
Nimi eno nyina se fita ne gusu fita ne hia ne se fita ni so a enye ho akwankyere ni fita ni so a ye last week de no so sa haban no obetimi de aye ne ade be ma we ne ye financial lunacy ho akwankyere na me kire wo no na se obi yare lunacy ankasa ye etwa yare no so a ye we man.
Now, this particular direction, like I mentioned, is handling two things. We are speaking about financial lunacy, financial crisis, and also if someone is actually plagued with lunacy, with epilepsy, you could do the same direction for the one. Mind you, of paramount importance is the white particles on the leaves. If the leaves don't have the particles, it is not for this prophetic act. It can be used, as I taught last week, for various prophetic acts. However, this particular direction for financial lunacy and actual lunacy is using leaves that have a lot of white particles on it.
Now, Benny, Abino, Uti anu atiwe. Uti we anu te baako 8 tiwe mienu se dua no nko a no so a uti a kohwehwe ne aka tiwe mienu 8. But 8 is the number of new beginning. 8
but you can 8 say 2
2 4 8.
Okay.
1 2
8
3 4.
Okay.
5 6 7 8 into 4 pairs.
Now this is how you are going to pick the leaves from the plant. I already explained to you how they are arranged in pairs in opposing manners of the male and the female. When you identify these leaves with a lot of the white particles, that's the caution for both of them, you pick them in pairs. So you pick both the male and the female. If the same plant doesn't have enough of these leaves, you pick 2 from one plant and look for other plants to get leaves that have a lot of these white particles in their opposing manners. You have to be mindful. You need 8 of these leaves. However, you are picking it in pairs of 4. So 4 pairs of 2 making 8 leaves in total.
Se enye rade ne me kasa ya anke twa pa de mentena TV so enchire twa kwanchire da.
Epilepsy is not a plague whose direction I give on TV in public. If not for the fact that the Lord spoke to me, I would never have thought how to handle this spirit of epilepsy. Just now, the Lord instructed me to freely give. That is why I'm gifting you with it.
Fa ahaban no egu ensuo no wodi gumwa penchene kakra se ya bo se ye enchene anapuna o ede ben yo e enchene kakra bosom pai erade financial lunacy e ka financial lunacy bibi ye yirewa wodi agora de ningwase eba wodi agora de wo hwe wodi agora hu ano ade bi kutaw bosome e da wedi no wanhwe ya ye de wonkwanda nyina esi wa untumi ntua obi wo onyeska bosome onyeska na kafo gina ho school fees onyeska na omame yare onyeska na yi abefie onye ase alarm onyesika pe na bibia ba beto makwa eno na ye financial lunacy no just onyeska you can't control the money with your will obi asem bi be ba be down wa wo ye This is all you financial lunacy.
Going further on explaining what financial lunacy is, you should understand. Like I spoke about the spirit of epilepsy, where a force greater than you brings you under compulsion that you cannot do that which you will to do. So you are here. You receive salary at the end of the month. At the end of that month, all of a sudden, something comes up. You need to pay for someone's sickness. You need to pay for a debt that you didn't plan for. So the money that is yours, that has been duly received by you, is not used for what you want to use it for. You do not have control over that money any longer because it is used for things that come up unexpectedly. This is financial lunacy. This is financial crisis. Like I said, this is the direction. After getting 8 of these leaves, that is 4 pairs of 2, what you need to do is to get water. Any water. Get salt. It could be rock salt or it could be table processed salt.
Naka said, the moon shall not smite me by night.
And declare, the moon shall not smite me by night.
Uya, Naka said, the fruitful yield of the moon is my portion.
After this initial declaration, you declare again, the fruitful yield of the moon is my portion.
Okay, Deuteronomy 33. Abra, Jacob Israel by Joseph. Ushrano, with the fruitful yield
Of the moon.
Of the moon.
The blessings in Deuteronomy 33 speak about the fruitful yield of the moon.
You need all the time. It's a say in tem. Entity. The fruitful yield of the moon. The sun, the moon will not smite me by night. Fa ahabain gum na fa enchine kakra egu ensuonu. Enchine ketwa bi. O pete say odi gu ensuonu na bosom pae. Na hohoro ahabain no so ewo ensuonu. Wo a won pese obehohoro so no ma ahabain ngu ensuonu mu saa. Na fesi wo anadwo ma ade enche. Ade eche ahwe ensuonu fa hohoro wonsem. Fa hohoro wotrim wonim fa hohoro na ase. Asa obi yare etwa ma ne bi nom.
Jesus.
Addae.
You can celebrate if you want to clap for it. Now, this is the prophetic direction. I've instructed you on what leaves to get. After getting these leaves, you place them in water. Add a little of the salt. It could be rock salt, it could be table processed salt. Just a little of it in the water. Now, this is what to do. Remember, I said that the leaves should have a lot of these white particles we spoke about. You could wash the particles from the leaves into the water. That is one. If you do not want to wash the particles off, leave the leaves on the surface of the water with the face that has the particles on it directly on top of the water. Leave it overnight. The next day, you pick the water, wash your hands with it, wash your feet with it, wash your hair with it, wash your face with it. You can even use it to bath. So you either do this overnight, that is after you have, if you didn't want to wash the particles from the leaf into the water, you leave it overnight. However, you can use it to bath right after you wash the particles from the leaf into the water. If someone has epilepsy, give that person some of this to drink. That water, let him drink some. You are in debt, serious debt. After washing your feet, after washing your hands, after bathing, take a little of it and let it enter you. You drink it. Very, very little. Let it enter you.
7, 14, 21 days. Anyway,
do this prophetic act for a period of 7 days, 14 days, 21 days, as you are led by the Spirit.
7 days, 14 days, 21 days. Financial lunacy. Hey!
You repeat this for a period of 7 days, 14 days, 21 days, as you are led by the Spirit. Once you are judicious with this direction, doing it daily for the period, that is the end of financial lunacy.
Now, woman, 3 days now. If you cry once, I don't know. One, my dibia nutra. Who's an affidavit? A crime did them, asa.
Like I told you, if someone is plagued with epilepsy, give the person some to drink. Some of you will notice that the frequency of the epileptic attacks will reduce. People have these attacks multiple times in one day. You realize that they'll reduce. The gaps will keep becoming wider as you continue taking the direction till the plague leaves you totally. Remember, like I told you in the beginning, once you receive a testimony, do not sit on that testimony. Make sure you run to this mountain to testify as the seal, bringing a required soul offering. Also, when you start the direction and you see the initial results and you see that there is that change, come here for the final administration so that it will be sealed, handled totally.
Beyond 21 days, now observe it 1 month, 2 months. Now says I am my family camera.
Now, after undertaking this direction for a period of 21 days, you observe for a month, and you do not see any change, you have to run to this mountain with that case.
And one,
that is it.
Financial lunacy need dear.
But as for financial lunacy, that is the prophetic act for it. You do this, you don't need to come here for anything.
Financial seizure.
Financial seizure. This is the direction for financial seizure. That spirit of debt that holds on to your neck, that is accosting you to pay a debt. Once you do this direction, it's over. You're free.